Hello everyone, welcome back to my video classes. Today we are going to talk about the bacteriophage or the T4 phage, structure and multiplication of the bacteriophage. The contents are introduction, structure of bacteriophage, replication or multiplication of the bacteriophage, the life cycle or lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle, virion, and lastly conclusion and references. Now what are bacteriophages? Bacteriophages are nothing but viruses. They are also viruses like TMB or any other virus. Bacteriophages are viruses that infect bacteria. They attack the bacteria, bacterial cells. F. Twart in 1915 and F. D. Herrell in 1917 independently discovered bacteriophages. The bacteriophages attacking Escherichia coli, E. coli bacterium are called as coliphages or T phages. Max Delbruck in 1938 numbered the coliphages. He gave them some numbers as T even phages, T2, T4, T6, etc. and T odd phages, T1, T3, T5, T7, etc. Now coming to the structure of the T4 phage, bacteriophage. The virion of T even phage is binal or tadpole-like structure with a polyhedral head. It has got a polyhedral head. As you all can see, there is a polyhedral head connected to a helical tail through a short collar. The head composed of about 2000 capsomeres and it encloses a tightly packed double-stranded DNA, dsDNA, around 50 nanometers long. The tail has an inner hollow tube like our tube light called core. The tube of the tail is called core. Upon that tube there is a contractile sheath. Surrounding the tube or core is a contractile sheath which consists of 24 annular rings. So in the tail sheath, contractile tail sheath, there are 24 rings. The distal end of the tube, distal end means the end which is at distance or away from the head. So it is called as the distal end. The end which is near is called as proximal end, which is in close proximity near the head. So now the distal end of the tube, tail tube, is connected to a hexagonal basal plate, or it is also called as end plate. So the tail ends in a hexagonal 6-sided basal plate with spikes or tail pins or prongs at each corner. Each corner of the hexagonal basal plate, there are 6 tail pins or 6 spikes on the undersurface of the plate. Then from the upper surface of the basal plate, there arise 6 long flexible tail fibers, or they are also called as caudal fibers. So they arise from the basal plate, from the upper surface, and they help in adsorption of the bacteria or the fixing of the bacteria, attachment of the bacteria to the host E. coli cell, Escherichia coli cell. So this is the structure of the bacteriophage. The first figure is the external structure, second one is the parts dismantled, and the third one is LS. When you cut open a bacteriophage, what are all the parts you get to see inside? There you can see a tail core, contractile sheath, collar, double-stranded DNA, head or capsid, basal plate, the spikes on the undersurface of the basal plate, and the 6 long folded tail fibers or caudal fibers. Coming to the multiplication of the bacteriophage, reproduction or replication cycle. Bacteriophages exhibit 2 types of replication cycle, virulent or lytic cycle and temperate or avirulent or lysogenic cycle. Virulent or lytic cycle is shown by lytic phages or virulent phages. Example, T series bacteriophages. Temperate or lysogenic cycle is shown by, exhibited by temperate phages. They are called as non-virulent phages or avirulent phages. Example, lambda phages attacking E. coli. Now coming to the life cycles, lytic and lysogenic cycles of the bacteriophage. So first of all, the virulent or lytic cycle. The phages undergoing lytic cycle are called lytic phages or virulent phages. Example, as I told you, T series bacteriophages. In lytic cycle, what happens? A lytic phage infects and kills the host cell to release the progeny virions or the viral particles. The whole process involves the following steps. First one, step 1 is adsorption or infection. The second step is penetration or injection. The third step is synthesis of phage components. The fourth step is virion assembly. The fifth step is lysis or release. Now coming to the steps one by one. Step 1, adsorption or infection. Now the lytic cycle begins with a collision between the T phage virion and a susceptible host cell. That is the E. coli cell, Escherichia coli cell. The process of attachment of a virion on the host cell surface is called adsorption. The tips of tail fibers bind or adsorb to specific receptors on the surface of E. coli. So the host bacterial cell will have some specific receptors onto which the viral particles come and bind. If there are no receptors, there is no chance of the virus coming and binding on the bacterial cell. So there are specific receptors wherein the viral particles come and get adsorbed. Not absorb, it is adsorb. The viral receptors may be F. pili, lipoproteins, iron transport proteins, etc. The T phage virion adsorb to specific receptors by the tip of tail fibers. For example, T4 and T7 coliphages bind to lipopolysaccharides found on the cell wall of the bacterial cells. So the first phase is the phage phage attachment to host bacterial cell, as you all can see in the lytic cycle. Concentrate on the first one. Next is step 2, penetration or injection. So the second diagram. What happens here in penetration or injection? The tail fibers of the virion bend to bring the spikes and basal plate in contact with the surface of the bacterial wall. Tail fibers of the virion, they bend and the spikes and basal plate get in touch with the bacterial cell wall. Then the tail sheath contracts so that the hollow tail core inner tube penetrates the bacterial wall, cell wall, and injects the viral genome into the cytoplasm. Now the genome is inside the bacterial cell. The double-stranded DNA of the T4 phage now has entered the cytoplasm of bacterial cell. After penetration, the empty capsid that remains outside the bacterium is called as ghost or dovenut. Now the third step is synthesis of phage components. The two bottom diagrams. Synthesis of phage components. Immediately after penetration, the phage DNA or the viral DNA which has entered synthesizes early proteins. Some early proteins break down the bacterial DNA. The host DNA is broken down. You can see the red circle is broken down into fragments. So some of the proteins produced by the phage DNA, they break down the bacterial DNA and take control of the bacterial cell machinery. So they take control of the host cell metabolic machinery. The other early proteins are used as enzymes for replication of phage DNA. So making use of the other proteins, the other proteins act as enzymes for manufacture of phage DNA. The newly synthesized phage DNAs produce late proteins, which are protein subunits of the phage capsid. That is the head protein of the T4 phage, the tail protein of the T4 phage, all are synthesized now by the newly synthesized phage DNAs. Then coming to step 4 or virion assembly. Phage assembly, the diagram, phage assembly. The capsid proteins assemble to form empty head and a condensed viral DNA is packed inside it. So there is a head, and inside the head a condensed viral DNA, double-stranded DNA is packed inside it. Finally, the separately assembled tail would have assembled the tail core, the sheaths, the basal plate, spikes, the prongs, everything would have assembled, and the separately assembled tail joins to the head to form a daughter or progeny virion. The last and fifth step is lysis or release. During assembly of progeny virions, the bacterial cell becomes spherical. The phage enzymes from inside weaken the cell wall of the bacterium, which ultimately burst or lyse to release about 100 to 200 progeny virions. So this is about the lytic life cycle, lytic or virulent life cycle shown by the bacteriophage, T4 phage. So step 1, adsorption or infection, wherein the virion attaches on the host cell surface and there it binds to specific receptors. The viral receptors may be F. pili, lipoproteins, iron transport proteins, etc. The phage adsorbs to specific receptors. Then the second step is penetration or injection. So here what happens? The spikes and basal plate come in contact with the bacterial cell wall. The tail sheath contracts. The hollow tail core penetrates like an injection syringe into the bacterial wall and injects the viral genome. So now the double-stranded DNA of the T4 phage gets into the cytoplasm. The empty capsid, the protein coat, what remains out of the T4 phage, that is called as ghost or dovenet. Then the third phase is the synthesis of phage components. Now, as soon as the phage DNA enters the bacterial cell, it starts synthesizing early proteins. So, some early proteins, they break down the bacterial DNA, and other early proteins are used as enzymes for manufacture of the phage DNA. Then the newly synthesized DNAs produce late proteins. Late proteins are nothing but the capsid proteins of the virus, the head and tail proteins. Step 4 is virion assembly. So the capsid proteins, they assemble inside to form empty head and condensed viral DNA is packed inside it. Then daughter or progeny virions are assembled together. The last step is lysis or release. So then what happens? The bacterial cell becomes spherical and the phage enzymes from within the bacterial cell wall, they burst the bacterial cell wall and let out around 100 to 200 progeny virions or daughter virions. Next, coming to the temperate or lysogenic cycle. The temperate phages are those that exhibit lysogenic cycle. The phages that exhibit lysogenic cycle are called as temperate phages or non-virulent phages. For example, lambda phages attacking E. coli. During lysogenic cycle, what happens is the phage DNA integrates into the bacterial DNA. So the phage DNA integrates into the bacterial DNA. The second picture, you observe the right side of this diagram. So you can see, and now after it integrates into the host cell DNA, into the bacterial DNA, the phage DNA, T4 phage DNA is now called as prophage. The host bacterium containing prophage is called a lysogenic bacterium or a lysogen. Now the prophage, which is nothing but the double-stranded DNA of the T4 phage that has now incorporated itself into the Escherichia coli DNA, bacterial DNA, genomic DNA. So the prophage passively replicates along with the host DNA for many generations. As in when the host bacterium E. coli divides by binary fission, those many prophages are also being formed because they are integrated in the host DNA. So those many replicas of the viral DNA also is made. When a lysogenic bacterium is exposed to UV light or a chemical, what happens? The prophage withdraws from the host DNA to undergo a lytic cycle. After withdrawal, it will undergo a lytic cycle and finally lyses the cell and comes out. This conversion of a prophage into a lytic phage is called induction. What are the inducing agents? UV light or chemicals or excessive heat, temperature, etc. So, in the lysogenic cycle, what happens? The temperate phages or non-virulent phages, they undergo the lysogenic or temperate cycle. So here what happens? The T4 phage DNA, the DNA of the bacteriophage integrates into the bacterial DNA, host DNA, that is the E. coli DNA, and now after integrating it is called as prophage. The host bacterium or the E. coli bacterium containing prophage is called lysogenic bacterium or lysogen. The prophage or the part of the T4 phage DNA passively replicates along with the host DNA for many generations. When a lysogenic bacterium is exposed to UV light or a chemical, the prophage withdraws from the host DNA and then it undergoes a lytic cycle. This conversion of prophage into a lytic phage is called induction. So these are the two life cycles exhibited by the phages. Now, the particle what comes out of the bacterial cell is called as a virion. Virion is nothing but a complete viral particle outside the host. It is called as virion. Once it gets inside the host, it is called as a virus. A complete viral particle consisting of RNA or DNA surrounded by a protein shell capsid and constituting the infective form of a virus is called as a virion. It is also known as virus and is ready for infection. The capsid protects the interior core that includes the genome and other proteins. All virions have genomic nucleic acid. This may be either RNA or DNA. Here in the case of bacteriophage, it is double-stranded DNA. It may be single-stranded or double-stranded DNA, but here in bacteriophages, it is double-stranded DNA. After the virion binds to the surface of specific host cell, its DNA or RNA is injected into the host cell and viral replication occurs with eventual spread of the infection to other host cells. So this is all about the T4 phage, bacteriophage. Lastly, to conclude, we know what a T4 phage is. It is nothing but a bacteriophage or a virus. Phage is nothing but a virus. A virus which infects bacteria or bacterial cells are called phages or bacteriophages, in which we studied about a particular phage which infects Escherichia coli, which is also a coliphage called as T4 phage. We studied about the structure of the T4 phage with head, a short collar, neck, short collar, and then a tail and the pins and the caudal fibers, the structure and the replication. Replication has two types of life cycles, lytic cycle and lysogenic cycle. So, this is all about the bacteriophage. Thank you. These are a few references and related articles.